And again, so good morning and welcome. Now I'm going to kind of glimpse over here at what I actually wrote. So welcome to Reset and Empower for Women. And this is a powerful symposium. And why powerful? Because of you. Because your energy and you wanting to have a reset or being open to a reset, or those who can provide a reset, is here in the room for us to just empower each other. I want to also thank the gentlemen in the room who are the advocates of us ladies here today in having a reset. I'm Lori Carrese, founder and executive producer of 360 Talk Radio for Women, and an event producer since 2008. Actually, I founded the Mom Expo, and it ran for several years, even went national. 122 exhibitors, 44,000 square foot stadiums, and complete exhaustion. So it was something that I had to reset as a single parent. You know, the time away from my children, the quick exits for the weekend, the red-eye flights, and packing up at 4 o'clock and rushing home so that my kids were only with Nana for like a day and a half, and me not being there when they're babies. That was very difficult. So one of my pivots was to get into more women's wellness events. And of course, after my first retreat, or actually after my first women's wellness event, it was an entire series. See, the planning just doesn't work for us event producers. February of 2020. So what happened? So that's called postpone, don't cancel, which is a term that event planners use. And yeah, and then fires. I've had monsoon in Dallas, ice storm in Houston. I mean, not my first natural disaster either. So you gotta roll with it. And I'm living my life on a reset. So today isn't just another event, however. This is my reset too, because of all of those changes. I'm also even going through a lot of things personally where I'm balancing personal and profession and trying and just showing up. So that's part of my own reset. And you know, after years of family-focused events, kind of doing that pivot, it's really coming from a place of passion, which I hope that you are doing for yourself or for your business. And you know, I hope that you'll be inspired today and make real connection and transformation somehow, somewhere in your lives. I'm continually inspired at the creators and the voices of 360 Talk Radio for Women. Ladies, raise your voice and your hands. Say hello. There's a couple of our creators here in the room who have actually flown into town, who they have a podcast, they have a radio show, they are content creators, they are coaches, retreat organizers, and they came in today because this is part of how they reset and connect as well. So I'm very inspired by their bold stories, which is why we are here today, because I've had a radio show called Reset for Women. I've had a radio show called The Boardroom for Women, and I really thought it was very important to bring back in-person experiences. So I'm inspired by those women and their stories, and I always, you know, profess I'm not the expert here. So it's about collaboration, women in leadership, women in wellness, caregiving, huge conversation that I'm really deeply passionate about these days, because while I'm not in that role with my parent, it will be there someday, but I've experienced it with my friends. And seen how difficult, how challenging it is, and needs support. And I think especially if you have those opportunities today to talk to people that are in the senior living space, please be open to those conversations. There's so many tremendous resources out there. And I just want to kind of remind everybody, you know, Gene Hackman. I think the story there, or a big message behind his passing and his wife, is that caregivers need care too, right? Yeah. So I want to thank everybody for showing up for yourself. This is where you start your reset, whether you came here for clarity or connection, empowerment, because it's something inside that said, I need to be here. I need to be part of this. I need to connect with other people, whether it's for yourself or professionally that you are choosing to do that for attendees. You listened, you showed up, and that's very powerful. We all have areas in our lives that we could use a reset. Again, that could be, personally, professionally, or family relationships. And, just by recognizing it, you're already kind of moving that direction. Later, I'm going to ask if anybody wants to share what their reset is. I want us to be open to sharing, and maybe there's somebody in the room going through the same thing, and you have that connection, or someone. Network. That doesn't mean you have to be here on a professional level. There's personal networking as well. So I invite you to take today's reset home with you. You have little books here. Take some notes. Form new connections, leverage relationships, and explore experiences. We have reset experiences, reset one-on-ones. The agenda is on the QR code. There's actually one right back here, but also in front. You can also go to kineo101.com, and there's an agenda and schedule your one-on-ones. And so you're going to hear from phenomenal partners here today who's going to help provide those resets, and they've got passion, they've got purpose, and I hope that you make those connections with you. So ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Yes.
Take a deep breath to get set. Okay, deep breath. Let's reset. We're going to start with something. We're going to start with my first breakthrough. Anthony?